Peace, love, and golden light to all you divine souls. See, I had my little camera right. It was perfect. And then I hit record and it just disappeared. Anyway, I'm going to get this thing. You guys are going to be like, whoa, she started and where she is now? I'm going to get it. Anyway, so today's talk. I want to talk about cutting those umbilical cords, those energy cords that are weighing us down, the ones that keep you from raising up. It's kind of akin to the the statement, the crabs in the barrel. Well, these anchors, these individuals that you have maybe allowed to consume a lot of your energy, a lot of your time, a lot of your thoughts. That was way too high. That's much better. Those individuals in your family, in your cipher, your energy cipher, that can be your neighbor, your co-workers, your family, your spouse, your children, the cipher of individuals that work around you and with you in your day-to-day life, past and present. So those individuals all have cords connected to you. Every time we connect vibrationally to a person, we are literally connected to them. We literally have a cord that is drawn to them and with them. It's like that old friend, right? And you say maybe you haven't talked to them in 6 months, 3 months, and then you get this pool of energy like, well, I can't stop thinking about them. What's going on? How are they doing? And you have this strong urge to reach out to them. And then when you do, it's like, oh, there was something going on. There's a connection there, and it's an actual reality. It's a realistic thing. And these connections have to be managed and maintained. So this means too that from time to time, you literally have to go through and cut off all those cords and allow yourself to just find your center and your peace without those connections. Now, some of those connections are going to grow back because they're organic. Your children, your spouse, your family, very special extended family members, like really close long-term friends. Those individuals will naturally kind of surge back, and there are certain special processes you have to go through to snip those off so that they don't come back. But that reset, that gentle reset, allows for you to just say, with less weight on your shoulders, the lesser weight you carry on your shoulders and in your mind and in your heart and your soul, the more you're able to get things accomplished. So doing it frequently really helps you. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can go about cutting these cords. The number one way I like to do it is for myself, by myself. And that's just me going in. So follow me if you will. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in with a clear intention in your mind of what you're doing here. Hold it in your body. Kind of gather up everything you want to release and do a strong exhale. Now your intention should be that you want to release all the cords that are connected to you through all of your surroundings and your relationships that may be taxing you extremely. Even your kids, mothers, don't feel like you can't cut those cords. You're not cutting it and it's never attached to you anymore. It's going to grow back energetically. It just gives you a moment to really just exist within yourself, fathers as well. And especially for your family members, maybe you have family members that really kind of claw at your energy on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment, second-to-second. You know what I'm talking about. So those energy pullers, it gives you a moment of reprieve for yourself so that you can do what's necessary on your to-do checklist, on your purpose checklist, yada, yada, yada. So these important things, these important steps that I'm giving you are really to be practiced every time that you feel like you need to have that moment of release. Okay, so let's go back. So you set the intention in your mind of why you're doing it. You're doing it for you. This is a self-love thing. So it's very important for you to remember this intention. I'm doing it because I love myself. I'm doing it because I deserve to have a moment to myself without the energy pools and the energy connections draining. Because a lot of times, too, these cords are one way. You're not getting anything reciprocating to you. So the energy is not coming into you. They're not feeding you the same love that you're giving them. Or whatever it is that you're giving, you're not getting it back in return. So cutting it off and allowing yourself to fill back up before the connections come back and you have to send it back out. There are better practices, of course, like being okay with saying no, being very mindful of protecting your energy and your phone calls, being very mindful of how many phone calls you take a day and who you're talking to, being very mindful of your surroundings. All those things are better practices. But this is a good, easy practice to accompany those things. And if you haven't started those practices, just stay tuned to this channel. I will be putting more and more out there about how to protect your energy, how to revitalize your energy through other different modalities. So, once you have it in your mind, your heart and your mind, what it is that you're doing and why. Why is very important. Then you can go ahead and begin the process. So close your eyes and see yourself in your human form and see yourself now in your energy form. Notice all of the movements, the particles. Notice your light. It may be dim, it may be bright. That's not as important right now, but pay attention to the form and the sight that you are seeing. Now, I want you to take your hand over your body with the intentions sent to your hand. This is your searing knife, okay? And you really want to say, the intention for this is that it's going to cut away all cords that are draining my energy, that are not feeding me directly as well, that are siphoning from me. Be very clear with what you're doing with this, okay? And then take it around your body all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Come back around your right bottom of your foot over your leg. You're just doing a full, complete circle. And you can do this as many times as you like. I prefer to do like 3 times because for me 3 is that magic number of completion, gateway completion, not completion. Another topic. But once you do that, just take a deep releasing sigh or exhale outward. And then to fill yourself back up, you can really feel the well within you, where it is. Is it empty? Is it halfway? Is it full? Most times when you go through this process, it's certainly not full, and that's okay. So instead, I would just say you would fill it halfway or maybe a quarter or, at the bottom. Once you gauge it out, you want to go ahead and begin to fill it up again. And you can just make a divine statement to the universe. I am calling back all of my power, all of my resources, infinite resources from the divine. I call back all of my love, all of my joy, all of my peace, all of my happiness, everything that belongs to me. I call it back to me now. Now, if you're doing this on a day-to-day basis, it will be pretty easy for you to remember what you're calling back. But there's a quicker way. You can set your fingers to snap. Intention is so very powerful and we take it for granted. But you can intend that when you snap your fingers, everything that's yours comes back. Everything that's mine comes back to me. It is one with me. That is mine for the keeping, from the infinite, from the divine. All of my power, all of my joy, all of my happiness, all of my serenity, all of my peace. So you're making very clear that when you snap your fingers, it comes back. So after you sear yourself with your hand, you've set the intention what your hand is doing. You can snap your fingers as many times as you want without having to really say anything, because it's already been programmed. It's been programmed to be a tool or a use or a symbol of what you need it to do. Now, if you're an individual that actually needs to speak it, then speak it. There are no absolute rules here, but it's what you desire it to be. Okay. So once you've called in your energy, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to really see where you are. Are you filling up with energy? Are you feeling more full? Do you see the energy being full, even if you don't feel it yet? Because sometimes it takes a moment for the energy to actually penetrate your auric field. Okay? I'm pretty depleted today, but again, another topic. Okay, so once you kind of feel it coming back into you, if you feel anything that's missing, like holes, I want you to pay close attention to those areas and really just kind of send energy to those areas. You can take your finger and you can snap and then take your finger and push in those areas that are in need of more energy. Okay? Pay very close attention to the top of your head and the bottoms of your feet, because those are exit areas and entrance points, and a lot of times they're wide open for seepage. Okay, so once you've cut away everything, you've sealed everything, you've intentionally set that things come back into wholeness and oneness with you. Just sit and breathe. Just take like 10 deep breaths in and 10 deep breaths out, but being very clear of your surroundings and how you're feeling. Allow things to settle. You deserve this, so don't say, I don't have time. No. If you wanted to have that favorite ice cream, shoe, or purse, or whatever your desires that you, or maintenance things that you say, I have to have, then you have to recognize that you have to have this too. So take the 2 to 3 to 5 minutes that it's going to take to do this. It may take a little longer if you're new to it, but it doesn't have to. Okay. So once you have done all those steps, you have done the breathing, you have done the recalling, you have done the cutting. Now you can go out into the world and be you. Now, you can do that, all right? But what I prefer to do is to seal it with a shield. This shielding process, so there are several different shielding processes. The shielding process is just by use of color, because color is a frequency, it's a vibration, and it helps to correlate what we already, it helps correlating what we already have within us and seal whatever is around us and within us. On the previous video, we used the gold to call back in energy, which is another way as well. I like to use white and purple more frequently. White being purity, and then purple being highest vibration. So kind of like the purple above me here or here, so the plum or the violet, and even the white over here. So so yes, the white rays surrounding you and the purple rays surrounding you, you can do both. So Close your eyes once more, and with clear intention, you are seeing that you are being shielded and protected by the divine rays of light. So you can take the white ray and place it around your auric field. Okay? And then see the purple ray around your auric field. And see them kind of set aflame like fire. That just takes it up to another level and another notch. And once you see that aura aflamed, okay, I want you to recognize what you're feeling. Do you feel wholeness? Do you feel peace, serenity? Do you feel like your energy is back? When you close your eyes and look at your energy body, do you see that it's whole? Is it shining bright, or is it still shining dim? If it's still dim, okay, I have 7 minutes, so I've got to do better with this recording on this phone. I really need to break out my cameras. I have several cameras that will do the job, but I have not set up a tripod. I need to get my life in order. Okay, so I left off with saying that if you saw dullness or dim light and maybe not exuberation, the exuberation of energy coming off of your soul energy, then you probably need to do it a couple of more times so that you can really begin to call that energy back into yourself and really exercise it a little bit more. Because sometimes it takes the repetitiveness of doing something over and over that we begin to believe it, that it is working, that we're receiving it, and that we are receiving a benefit of it, I should say. So when you cut your cords, when you're cutting your cords, you really want to remember that you should leave no one out. And I hesitate to say that because I don't really like to tell people exactly what to do with their life. I like to leave a choice and an option. But I get the feeling that a lot of times, a lot of us will think that, well, we can leave this person on and that person on. So this is your mother and your father, your husband, your wife. Okay. I don't like that one. I was going to do a drawing of what this would probably look like. Okay. So that's you. Right? You. Stick people, you. Okay. Now, there we go. All right. So when your energy fields are connected, let's see, dad, mom, sister, brother, children, let's say you have 3 of them, that aunt that you're really connected to, that uncle you're connected to, your grandma, your cousin, maybe you have 2 cousins that you really talk to a lot, your best friend, let's say you have 2 of them, your co-workers, your bosses. Okay, if you have a business of your own, those individuals, you see what I'm getting at. These are all the energy cords and a ton more that are probably connected to you, and you didn't even realize that they were connected to you, and you didn't even realize that they were affecting your energy on a day-to-day basis. So doing on it more constant until you kind of get rid of all of the cords and you feel just yourself. Okay, so this is important to keep reiterating. You have to love yourself so much that you're not afraid to do this process and believe it, to actually know it, that it is actually going to work for you. All right. I have been doing this for years on myself, and the results have been fabulous. every single time I do them. I suggest it to clients, I suggest it to friends and family. It's one of the perfect processes that I utilize outside of calling my energy back, outside of protecting myself. So don't shortcut yourself. Don't cut yourself out of the equation because it's necessary. If you have any questions, you may feel free to email me, and I'll leave my email down below. And I'm hoping that by now you have liked and subscribed to this channel, and certainly hit the notification so that you can be updated as soon as something is added on a more frequent basis. Hopefully in the very, very near future, when I get my camera life right, I'll be putting up more videos, more and more videos of different topics. And yeah, we can continue growing with one another in this new golden era. So peace and love to you, beautiful, divine, golden souls. I love you all the way to the sun and back, 10 times over. Infinitely, I guess I should just say. Always, Kepra L.